So what benefits could one derive from meditation as far as it relates to well-being, health, and also relationships?
Well, obviously with relationships, awareness and sensitivity is essential. I mean, that's what relationship is. Actually, Krishnamurti said, you know, a relationship is life. Life is a relationship. So that if you have awareness of yourself and the other person, then you can pick things up more quickly when they're going off the rails. You can sense someone's energy. You can sense, you know, body language, tone of voice. The more aware you are, you can pick up more quickly if you're wrong, and if you are wrong, and if you did or said something wrong. You know, it's very simple to apologize. Looking at it from in a wider context, then if we have awareness, for instance, of our personality patterns and how our personality, we at the Tai Chi Meditation Center, we use the Enneagram personality pattern, which is a spiritual system. It originates with the Sufi. So if you have awareness of your personality patterns and how it operates, as well as someone else's, then it gives you more tools. It gives you can speak someone else's language. You can stand in their shoes, taking an even, you know, using an even wider lens, and we can look at the whole what's the point of relationship is, you know, what's the point of marriage. And in society likes two people to be happy and you know, not to make a fuss. That's not necessarily your own spiritual path. You know, some spiritual teachers will say actually to be with someone who is incompatible will push you faster along the spiritual path. It depends on what you need. What are we in this life to do? What is your destiny?
I'm interested in the Enneagram, and perhaps we can discuss that at a later time. But could you give me a brief overview of how you believe Vipassana does affect health?
Well, in the East, in the Indian system as well as the Chinese system, there is an acknowledgement that body, energy, emotions, mind are all connected. They're actually not separate. So, like your thoughts and your head isn't kind of floating off from the rest of your body. So therefore, how you think affects all of your cells, affects, you know, it obviously affects your emotions, your energy, etc., and vice versa, your physical posture, your energetic, it affects the mind. And we can see this very clearly in when you're meditating. So you can be very still, posture is very still, mind is very still, and you can have very dramatic energy movements, or perhaps you recall some emotional trauma, or the body starts moving around. So they're very interconnected. And intention. So you're aware when things are going wrong, or you're aware of the mind also affects everything that you do. You know, what kind of lifestyle you lead. What is your conception of health? You know, what experts you choose, what your daily routine is, what kind of food you eat, and there's so many choices. Life is at the moment like a big supermarket, so that if you have the ability to choose wisely, then it's a priceless ability.
So I've heard many varied ways of meditating and different philosophies, and it seems that everywhere you turn these days there's a book on how to meditate, there's people on Dr. Oz telling us how to meditate. And my question, I guess, is it that easy, or do you believe that one should have a teacher or some sort of guidance?
I think you need guidance. In Buddhism, the function of a teacher, or sometimes it's called a guru, it's different. I think it's different from the Indian guru. Indian guru tends to be more. There's I think a devotional quality, and the guru can kind of there's a like an energy transmission. In Buddhism, it's more. I think that can happen as well, but it's more the meditation teacher functions more as a spiritual friend, as someone who is walking along the path, and may have more experience than you. So to guide you, eventually and essentially, you have to do it on your own. The Buddha said, even Buddhas can only point the way. So all the hard slogging you have to do on your own. But it's a very subtle process, because many students have asked me how to let go. You say let go, or how do you let go? How do I know when I've let go? Well, actually, it seems like a ridiculous question, but it's very subtle, because in a way what you're trying to do is you're trying to free yourself from the compulsions of your own ego or sense of self. And we normally identify with that. So even if you embark on a spiritual path and you say, I'm going to meditate, or I'm going to do yoga, and I'm going to let the little Atman go so I can join with the great Atman, it's not that easy, because the individual self or ego, like anything else in life, it wants to exist, and it wants control, and it wants power. So to say, oh, let universal love come into my heart, let me let go, let me flow with the universe. It's the fact that you're saying it, and you may be genuine in your intent, doesn't necessarily mean it's happening, because there are other very subtle and very powerful currents that are also taking place. And it's very, very easy to, even amongst people who have meditated for years, it's very easy to get lost. In fact, spiritual pride is said to be by many teachers to be the greatest obstacle